What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another video on this channel. As this is a vlog, you can probably guess that I don't have my Elgato hardware just yet, and that means that there was either no video or like another chatty video. I don't really know what I'm talking about today. Actually, I'll talk about my some of my kind of like fitness journey over the last couple of months. The benefits, the detriments, how hard it's been, and just talk you through where it all came from and why I started and such. But before that, my Elgato should be here tomorrow. I won't probably be able to record and upload tomorrow, so I might just do a live game depending on when it comes. But yeah, other than that, I'm just waiting for it. I can't wait to get back on the PlayStation. It's already Tuesday, so I've missed out on the opportunity to win the Team of the Tournament player, but there is still a premium gold pack up for grabs for the rest of the week, which is pretty awesome. And if I can't get there in time and I can't get on the on the DKT to get qualified, that'll be a weekend without weekend league. With that being said, I am at that point now with FIFA where I'm done. I'm completely burnt out of FIFA. I played more FIFA this year than in probably the last 2 to 3 years combined. FIFA 16, I probably played about 1,500 games altogether. FIFA 15, I probably played about 2,000 games altogether. And FIFA 14, because I didn't like that game because I wasn't very good at it, I probably played about 1,000 games. So between the last 3 years, I probably played 4,500 games. And this year alone, I've played over 4,000 games of FIFA. That is right, over 4,000 games. So I'm enjoying draft right now. You know, I'm doing some draft stuff on the main channel, and I'm enjoying the Road to Glory. Don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted. It's not like I'm not enjoying this PlayStation 4 Road to Glory. I actually am. And one of the comments of the videos, because I'm not going to read comments or anything today, but I was just reading through some of the comments anyway, because I actually enjoy reading your guys' comments, even if I don't respond to them or address them in a video. I still read the comments because I really like your input. So don't feel discouraged. Don't think like, oh, I comment all the time and it just never acknowledges it. I do read a lot of them, most of them. I sit there late at night when I'm just watching a TV show or something, winding down. I'll sit there reading through the comment section and stuff. So I was just reading now, and John Stick says, at first I thought this series was just you getting familiar again with PS controls. Then I thought it was trying to get the welcome backpacks and catalog XP. Then I thought every game I love starting over. The quick growth you get, the immediate feedback from the game with your development and the development of your character, team, etc. And now I can't wait for FIFA 18 Road to Glory, Road to Ornery, and that initial buzz and burst of excitement for all FIFA players. Also, I kind of hope they don't have EPL only man of the match SBCs next year. And yeah, I love the start of Ultimate Team. I love I love the start of any kind of grinding game because you get immediate quick success, and then it gradually slows down and grinds to the point where it's long-term success. And I'm down for long-term success. You know, we've put a lot of effort into the Road to Glory this year. But yeah, I feel what you're saying. And in terms of Man of the Match's Player of the Month next year, I think it means Player of the Month, not Man of the Match. As far as I am aware, at this stage, it is still only Premier League that EA Sports have a deal with. However, I'm sure during Team of the Season, there was something between the Bundesliga and EA. So who knows, maybe next year, maybe in FIFA 18, maybe we also get Bundesliga Player of the Month. And that would be sick, because then it would give people choice. Okay, you might now see Premier League or Bundesliga teams only, but at least it would be different to just the constant press of Premier League teams only. And even footies, there have been 9 winners so far. 8 of them have been Premier League winners. 1 of them has been Florenzi. The 10th picks are Klein, Aurier or Perez. I would be happy for Aurier or Perez to win. I think Perez has a better chance to win, but I just feel like Nathaniel Klein is going to win just because he's Premier League. So it'd be nice if next year EA made a point of giving us more SBCs and more diversity within the game to take us away from Premier League, so Premier League wasn't that just go-to team. I'd say probably about 80% of the teams I've faced this year have been Premier League, the bulk of the team. It might not be completely Premier League, like some people would use like Martial and then Suarez and Messi. You know, I just play Messi on 8 chem, Suarez on 10 chem, Martial linking with Kante and Pogba, boom. Some people use, you know, the George Best or the Vieiras. A few people use the trio in the bottom right-hand corner of Nainggolan, Manolas and Perez, like there, or Dani Alves or whatever. You know, there are a few things there, but generally speaking, everybody had Premier League teams this year. So it'd be nice if next year we could get away from that. Now, in terms of my fitness, I talked about this on stream, and I was going to upload the stream as the video. But the problem with that is I have music playing in the background, so it would just get copyright claimed immediately. And I didn't want to risk a strike to my channel or anything like that by having chart music playing in the background. So I thought, let me kind of talk to you guys through a small journey of my health and fitness through the years since I started training heavy back when I was 19 years old, and just take you through the struggles that I've had with it, and what motivates me to try and get healthy and to try and get fit, and why I want to do it the right way and not the wrong way. So to start with, when I was 19 years old, I used to work for my dad in a pub. And I used to work so hard and so long. I would work from, literally, I'd get up at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'd leave for work at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'd get to work at 11. I'd work from 11 until 3 in the afternoon. I'd have a 2-hour break between 3 and 5. And then I'd work from 5 p.m. until 11:30 at night. I'd then get train home. I'd get home at 1 o'clock in the morning most mornings. So I literally only had an 8-hour period where I wasn't at work or traveling to work or from work. And of course, as you guys know, the recommended amount of sleep is 6 to 8 hours. That left me very little time to do what I wanted to do in my life. So, as a way to kind of like really help break my day up, and as a way to get out frustrations of working in a family industry, which can be so stressful, really, really stressful. You know, my dad was harder on me than any of the other employees, because obviously I was his son and he wanted the best for me. He wanted me to be the best that I could be, and so he put that on me, you know, and I understand why. I don't hate him for it. I don't, you know, my dad is like my idol. You know, my dad has taught me everything that I needed to be taught growing up, and he's always been there for me when I needed him. You know, I've got a really, really good relationship with my dad, and I couldn't be more happier for the way he helped raise me, especially in, you know, I grew up in a family that were like, my parents divorced when I was very young, maybe like 2 years old or so. So, you know, growing up living with my mum, seeing my dad was not a thing that happened often until I became 16, and then I went and moved in with my dad into one of the pubs. But getting that 2 hours away from everything, the stress of running a pub is harder than you may think. Like, I know from the outside, it's like, oh, how hard can it be? Pour some beers, cheers, take the money. Like, it's a lot more in depth than that. It's the same thing with YouTube when people are like, oh, how hard can it be just to play some games and upload it to YouTube? And I say the thing, if you think like doing YouTube is easy and becoming a success on YouTube is easy, go do it. Go like, literally just go give it a shot. Give it 3 months of posting consistent daily uploads to the highest quality that you can, and see how long you last before you just get drained and tired and mentally stressed, you know. So I used to use the gym as a way to go and take my frustrations out on, you know, I felt like I was getting picked on. Back then, like when you are the person, like, because I was the son, you know, and I was treated differently, sometimes positively and sometimes negatively, I was treated differently. To get those frustrations out, I started going gym. I started training really hard, and between the ages of 19 and 22, I was literally training 5 times a week and just generally burning a lot of calories. I was in like just the greatest shape of my life. You know, I was just absolutely like ripped, cut. I was strong. I just ate whatever I want. And this is where the problems began for me, is that I could eat and drink anything I wanted. I drank sodas for days, fizzy drinks, soda drinks, whatever you want to call them. I drank them so much all the time because I wouldn't put on a pound because of how many calories I was burning. And the reason why I was burning so many calories is because in the pub industry, as a manager, which is what I was, obviously I run a pub for literally for about, from 18 years old to 26 years old. For like eight years I was running pubs, you know. As a manager, you do everything in the pub. So the cellar was just full of beer. So when you clean the cellar, which I didn't have to do, but I did every 2 days because it just gets dirty down there, it gets messy. Obviously I want to keep a clean cellar, keep clean beers. The cellar was so big, so as big as this room, and it was just full of beers. So to clean it, I would literally have to stack the beers up to clear one half, scrub the floor, wash the floor down, clean the walls, get rid of any debris or any dirt or any dead, dry beer, dead beer, anything, if a broken bottle was there and it leaked, scrub all that out, move all those beers back, get all the other beers and put them on top of those beers, and then scrub the other half of the cellar. And it was just sweaty work. I would burn hundreds of calories, easy. Just cleaning the cellar, which I did every other day. And then we had a pub that was a specialist real ale bar, and it was known for our gravity beers, which is a beer that is on a mechanic, like this, and when you put the barrel on, it flattens a mechanic, and you knock a tap into it, and you turn the tap, and you literally pour the beer, you turn the tap, and it's off. And it's called gravity beer because there's no gas to pump the beer up, so it gives a different taste. It's flat, but it's a better taste, it's a more authentic taste, and there's a lot of people out there that love the gravity beers. So on this rack system, there was five beers along the bottom, which were, say, a foot off the floor, and 6 beers along the top, which were, say, 4.5, maybe 5 foot off the floor. And obviously they were behind the actual bar. The cellar is a floor below. So how do you think people got those beers up the stairs? Well, it was me carrying those beers up the stairs. So I used to carry barrels of beers, which after Googling it, because people on the stream didn't believe that I could carry a barrel of beer up the stairs. They're 9-gallon barrels. They weighed just short of 50 kilograms. So it's not the heaviest, but when you're changing 10 or 12 throughout the day, up and down those flights of stairs, carrying barrels of beer, cleaning the cellar, and then having to rack those. So I physically had to lift it up and pop it onto the rack. Again, it was just constantly burning calories. So when I'm eating crap, and I didn't really eat crap a lot, but if I ate a pizza, or if I ate a McDonald's, or if I ate just a big burger from the kitchen upstairs, so obviously we had a chef for the pub, if he made me just a big burger and chips meal, didn't bother me at all, didn't put on an ounce of fat, didn't gain any weight at all, as slim as I wanted to be, just because I was constantly working and constantly burning so much energy and so many calories. And on top of that, I was also hitting the gym 5 times a week between 3 and 5. But anyway, these mechanisms like this, and obviously the more beer you pour out, it's on springs, right? So it lifts up and lifts up and lifts up. So when there's less beer, it's like tipping the beer towards the front of the barrel where the tap is, so it constantly gets the beer out. Fast forward to about 25 years old, 24, 25 years old, when I started doing YouTube a little more intently, not necessarily full time at this age, but a little more intently. I started doing a lot less physical exercise. I started going to the gym less because instead of me going to the gym during my breaks, I would record gameplay when I got home. I'd take my laptop to work with me, and during that 3 to 5 hour period where I had a break during the day, I would edit my video instead of, edit and maybe even commentate in my cellar. Some of you old school fans will remember me actually doing videos in my office, in my cellar. Those are on YouTube, so feel free to search for them. And I used to do that all the time, literally all the time. So I'd sacrifice going gym to pursue this YouTube thing. And back then it wasn't about money either. There was no money in it. I just loved doing it. Literally there was no advertising revenue. The partnership program did not exist back when I started doing YouTube daily. I started doing Ruin a Randomer and FIFA 11. Didn't make a penny. Literally didn't make a penny. And not like, oh man, I didn't make a penny. It's like, I didn't do it for the money. And I don't do it for the money now. Obviously this is my full-time job, so revenue is part of the business. But I did it because I just loved it, and I still love it to this day. So I would start sacrificing gym, and I started going gym. Instead of going gym 5 times a week and running the pub and running the cellar and stuff, I started going gym 3 times a week, sometimes 2 times a week. And at this point, my little brother was also working for me in the pub business. And so he was doing all the work that I used to do. He was cleaning the cellar, he was moving those barrels around, he was racking the shelves. And so I just started doing less and less and less physical activity, and I started putting on weight. And initially, it was a nice bulk of weight, because even though it was a dirty bulk, because I already had a lot of muscle on me at the time, putting that little layer of fat on made me look even bigger than I actually was. I definitely lost strength, but I'd gained a lot of size because it was fatty size. And by the time I turned 26, I became a full-time YouTuber, and I started sitting in a chair like this, at a desk like this, for anywhere between 8 to 14 hours a day. And that is where it got problematic for me. Between the ages of 26 and 28, I put on a lot of pounds. I got, to the point where I was depressed because of many other things outside of my weight, but I got very depressed with the weight. Got very depressed in life. A lot of things were going wrong. I had a lot of family issues and troubles and stuff. I had some things going on in my personal life that were just, you know, really bringing me down, and it was just hard to motivate myself to do anything on a day-to-day basis. At the same time, it was when I was at my closest to quitting YouTube ever, and that was during FIFA 12. So 5 years ago, which again is exactly when I was 27 years old, 27, 28, which is exactly when the problems started for me with my kind of fluctuating weight issues. And I started getting involved in really negative drama on YouTube and on Twitter, and I got to a point on FIFA 12 where my road to glories, my ruin of randomers, were me addressing the negative comments of the episode before. So episode 3 was me literally just complaining about the comments in episode 2. And because I was complaining, it was generating more negativity in the comment section. So episode 4 was me complaining about stuff in episode 3. So not only did my views drop, and this is back when, for me, I think in FIFA 12 I was getting like 20 to 30,000 views a video. So I wasn't even getting like the numbers that I'm getting now. But when you see your views go from like 20, 30,000 down to 12, 15,000, it was because of I was being so negative in the comments, and then the comments were just negative, and I just sat there and like a few times I sat there and thought, what's the point? All I'm doing is just in this cycle of negativity that I couldn't break out of. I was already depressed, I was already unhappy in my personal life. I didn't need this shit, and I'd get constant abuse on Twitter, and even now, you know, I get constant abuse on Twitter. A few YouTubers do, specifically myself, Nick and Bateson, are kind of like targets for the hate groups that are out there. Why us? Who knows? I know I can be, I know I can rub people up the wrong way. I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea. But people go out of their way to find reasons to hate on myself, Bates and Nick, etc. And it was the same back in FIFA 12. But now Twitter have a filter where they'll filter out things that they think you don't want to see. So I don't see it anymore, like maybe 1 or 2 a day instead of 100 or 200 a day, which it's been massively helpful. But also, back then they never had that. They never had this filter. So I just used to see the abuse constantly. And it was just so bad to just be in literally a constant cycle of negativity. And it was hard to break out of. And that's why, like I said, when I was 27, 28, I was just incredibly overweight. I was embarrassed. I hated going outside. If I went anywhere to a restaurant or to the cinema, if I went out with friends, if I went out with YouTubers, I would wear a t-shirt, I would wear a vest, a t-shirt on top, and then like a decent sized jumper over just to cover everything up because I was embarrassed of myself. I was really embarrassed. And that's from somebody who was at a really high fitness level from 18 to 24 that slowly got less and less fit over the course of 2 years, that then ballooned in size when I started sitting in this chair full time. It got to be a point where it was really bad. And then at a Gamescom event 3 years ago, about 2 months before Gamescom, I was like, this has got to stop. This has just got to stop. I've got to change it. So I sat there and I did it wrong, but I did it. I lost a crap ton of weight. I don't know where, I don't weigh myself, right? As long as I think I feel good, I'm happy. It doesn't matter if I weigh 15 stone or 14 stone or 12 stone or 20 stone. If I feel like I look good, or if I feel like I feel good, which is more important, I'm more than happy enough to just say, yep, that's okay. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to weigh myself. As long as I can see the fact that I'm getting results, that's okay for me. So although I did it the wrong way around, I sat there and I cycled on a stationary bike. I started off doing 1 to 2 kilometers a day. Very quickly built that up to 5 kilometers a day, 10 kilometers a day, to the point where I was cycling 50 to 60 kilometers a day for a 3-week period, which was taking me about 2 hours, which is incredibly inefficient. But because I didn't have to leave my house to do it, I was happy to do it because I was so embarrassed to even go to the gym. Imagine that. I was so embarrassed of myself. I didn't even want to go to the gym. I didn't even want to go out. And the gym is for fat people. Not just for fat people, but the gym is for fat people. If you're fat, if you've got a few extra pounds, get yourself down the gym, lose that weight. But I tried to do it in a comfortable manner, and I did it in a very inefficient manner. But I got myself back down to a reasonable weight. Not where I wanted to be, but a reasonable weight. And then life takes over, man. You know what I mean? Like I battled then once I got back down to a reasonable weight. I've never really gone above that. I've never really got back to the unreasonable level. Okay, so from the ages of about 28 to about now, where I'm 32, for those 4 years now, I've really been in a situation where my weight has just gone like this, and it's a combination of time and effort. This year specifically in FIFA 17, I've had such little amount of time to do anything because of Foot Champs. The amount of effort that I put into my channels has been outstanding, you know, by any stretch of the imagination. I work tirelessly, effortlessly, constantly to make sure I'm giving you guys the best of my ability, content to the best of my ability for what I think I want you to see. And that literally means that, you know, it requires me to get up, start working immediately, maybe take a little bit of time out here or there. Like if I want to go out for a half a day or for a day, you know, when I take my daughter to Peppa Pig World, for me to just take that half a day off, I have to work even harder for like 2 days before to prepare for that. It's crazy, but it's the, you know, it's the life that I chose. I'm very grateful for the YouTube career that I have. A lot of people would love what I have. I'm not scared of hard work. I've been a hard worker throughout my whole life. You know, like I said, like back when I was in the pub industry, I would be at work or, you know, traveling to and from work for 16 hours a day, and I put the hours in, man. I worked really, really hard in everything I've ever done. I've always given it my best shot. I've always worked the hardest that I feel like I could work, and I've always tried to be the best that I could be, even if I've failed at some times. And that's no different with YouTube now. Like this year, for example, for YouTube, it's so hard. It's so hard to find time to fit in fitness or to fit in friendships or anything like that, because I'm just working so hard. You know, I'm crushing 40 games of FIFA a weekend and that. And that's why I'm done with FIFA now. You know, I want some time between now and FIFA 18 when Weekend League comes back. I just want some time to just relax a little bit, you know, spend some time with the family, just spend some time just playing games, just having fun playing games leisurely, doing something that I find enjoyable rather than something that is also work, you know, just really loving life a little bit more. And it's giving me that time to be a lot more healthy, essentially. It's giving me that time to put the effort into getting to a high fitness level again. And over the last 4 years, like I say, my weight has fluctuated. Sometimes I've used YouTube as an excuse not to go to the gym. Sometimes I'll find my form and I'll go gym 2 consecutive months and I'll get in decent shape. And one of the biggest problems is when I get back to a position where it's just reasonable, where I'm not fat, but I'm not like ripped, I look okay, I don't look bad, I don't look great, I literally just look normal. That's when it's like, well, I'm back here again. That's enough for me. And then I'll let it go again. And for 2-3 months, I'll start putting on weight, I'll start being lazy again, or not lazy per se, but like, you know, I'll stop going gym, I'll start eating more crap and such, and I'll put that weight back on, and then I'll be like, all right, let me go start going gym again, and I literally, like, my weight will just fluctuate like this, up and down and up and down. And I want to get into the best shape possible, not because I think I need to be for any reason for YouTube or anything like that. But first of all, I like going to the gym. I like releasing those endorphins. I enjoy working out. I enjoy specifically like the compound lifts, bench press, deadlifts, squats. I love the heavy lifting. I just gives me a buzz, like when I can hit a new personal best or something like that. It just gives me a buzz. It gives me a sense of achievement. And seeing the growth and success and the change in your body, it gives you a genuine sense of achievement. And I like to feel that. I like to feel like I'm accomplishing something. But not only that, I obviously want to be as healthy as possible for as long as possible, so that I can you know, see my daughter and any other kids that I have. I can see them long into my life. You know, I don't want to be one of these parents that died too young because they didn't look after themselves, and you know, I ended up eating myself into an early grave, or, you know, just not training. You know, who knows, if I didn't train all these years, might be a case where I literally shave 5-10 years off my life just because my organs can't carry me, and so on and so forth. And I don't want to do that. I want to make sure I'm there for as long as possible for my family, for my daughter. And the best way to do that is to stay in physical shape. Of course, you can't predict the future. I might get struck by lightning tomorrow. I might get hit by a bus. You can't predict the future. But for what is within my power, I want to make sure that I'm in the best, you know, the best shape of my ability, so that I can make sure I live for as long as I can. Live a long and healthy life, you know. And it got to a point again where when I moved into this house that I moved into, we've been here 10 months now, nearly, maybe bang on 10 months actually. And this is the nicest, biggest house I've ever lived in. This was actually earned not through YouTube. This was earned through equity of the first house that I bought before YouTube existed. But I wouldn't be able to live in this house if it wasn't for you guys supporting me through my career. You know, I wouldn't be able to pay the mortgage and the bills for a house like this if it wasn't for you guys. And in this house, we've got a garage that we don't use because the driveway parks enough cars for my family anyway. So the garage is basically like an unused area. And as you guys know, I built a gym into it. And it took me a long time to actually get the gym built. And in the meantime, I started going to a gym that was in a town over from me. I live in Bournemouth. I started going to a gym in Poole because it was the closest gym to me. And it was literally a 30-minute drive there and a 30-minute drive back. And then obviously 1 to 2 hours in the gym, showering, training, warming up, warming down, getting on the cardio, etc., etc. And it was just unreasonable. You know, spending 3 hours a day to go work out was unreasonable. Specifically in FIFA 17. In FIFA 16, it would have been easily done. But in FIFA 17, I just didn't have the time to do it once again because of Weekend League, because of all these things that were going on. I didn't have time to do the gym and do YouTube and stuff. So I thought to myself, let me turn the garage into a gym. And it's almost complete. I've got the fundamentals. I've got a cable machine, I've got a bench press, got a squat rack, got like a weight rack with loads of different weights on, got barbells, dumbbells, easy bars. I've got an incline bench, a decline bench. I've got a leg machine for quads and for hamstrings. I've got a step machine, so like literally like a step. So like for example, yesterday when I did legs, put a barbell weight on my shoulders and just step up onto the thing and then step down and step up onto the thing and then step down. And it's gruesome, grueling like work, but I've got most of the things. I've got basically about 90% of the fundamentals. There's still a few things here or there that I'd like to add to the gym. Like I'd like to add a Smith machine. I just don't think I have the room. I'd like to get a treadmill, like a proper treadmill. I don't know if I've got the room for that either. But generally speaking, I've got all the fundamentals that I need to work out. And I thought to myself, you know what, now's the time. Like, if you know, this is in my home. So it's essentially what would you consider a 24-hour gym, right? I can go there anytime, day or night. Bothers no one. I live in a detached house. And it's so far away from my girlfriend's, well, my bedroom and my daughter's bedroom that I can make as much noise as I want, whenever I want. And I can get fit. And even then, I was struggling. I was training 4 or 5 times a week, but I had no real direction. Like what happened when I was younger, between 19, 20, 21, is I got so strong and so big when I was that age that the guy that, one of the trainers at the gym that I used to go to, it was a Virgin Active gym just off Euston, one of the trainers there, he literally asked me one day, hey, is it cool if we train together? So I was like, yeah, cool. So I used to actually train with one of the personal trainers every single day. And he would direct me. He would tell me what muscle group to hit every day. He would tell me if one of my muscle groups wasn't strong enough or if it was lacking behind. For a long time, my triceps were just not as strong as the rest of my upper body. So we focused heavily on building the strength of my triceps up so that they were in line with the rest of the body. So it's easy to push, you know, to lift heavier. And I had him for direction. And then in the years between sort of like 24 and now, pretty much, I've kind of just done my own thing based on what I remember and what I read from online. But the problem with online is that there is so much contradictory information, it's ridiculous. Some people will say don't train 2 muscle groups within the same week, but another person will say it only takes you 48 hours for your muscles to fully recover. They might still be sore, but they've already rebuilt and recovered. So after 48 hours, you're good to train a muscle group again. Some people will say train a heavy pull exercise with a light push exercise. So, you know, like train deadlifts, backs with biceps, because you're lifting and pulling with the deadlifts, but with the biceps with triceps, you're pushing with the triceps, right? So you get the tricep thing, it dips, you're pushing with the triceps, you're pulling with the back. So train train back and triceps together. But then some people say don't train the opposites together, train the singles together, because if you're already doing deadlifts, you're already warming up your biceps, so you may as well, whilst doing pulling on the deadlifts, do pulling on the biceps. And it's just so contradictory that you don't know what to believe and you don't know where to go. There's literally just so much information out there. And you wonder now in today's social media age, is it just people trying to sell their product to me or to you or to any consumer that's looking? Are they just telling you this because they want their product to be picked and not because it's the right thing? So for a while I was like kind of just lifting weights with no real direction. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know how to, break through the plateaus. I didn't know how to take my body to an area where, I don't know if my core is weaker than it should be. So I enlisted the help of Keanu Boss, who is a FIFA YouTuber and a fitness expert now. He's, that's what he does for a living. And he's built me a plan, a 12-week plan for muscle groups, and he also built me a 12-week food plan. Now the weightlifting plan, like the plan to exercise, the exercise plan essentially, I'm following to the letter, and I couldn't be more happier. I've seen immediate results. I've lost 5 pounds in 8 days, and I'm just very, very happy with how things are progressing. I feel good. I can see myself slowly but surely getting slimmer and getting toner. You know, it feels good to see the changes. Like I said, that sense of accomplishment just feels great, man. And it makes me feel good about me. It doesn't make me feel good because the people on Twitch are going to say, oh my God, you look great. Or the people on YouTube are going to say, oh my God, have you been working out? It doesn't make me feel good because I'm going to be able to walk around Gamescom with a t-shirt instead of having to have a hoodie and a jumper on as well because I'm embarrassed of myself. It makes me feel good because it makes me feel good. I feel like I'm doing something right. And that's obviously something that is positive in this world. It got to a point where we did a week of his meal plan, but I can't stick to the meal plan. It's just unfeasible. It was 6 meals a day. Well, it's 3 meals a day and 3 snacks a day. They had to be weighed. Like, so have I got it here? Let me see if I've got some of it here, so I could read some of the kind of like the food out. I think these are all the workout plans. Yeah, these are all the workout plans. But like, for example, like breakfast would be 70 grams of berries, 100 grams of oats, and 400 milliliters of milk. And for me, my girlfriend does all the house maintenance and stuff. Because I work so long, as I just explained, I work so many hours. My girlfriend works for me, for my company. She does the admin. You know, she's essentially company secretary. She does all the administrative work. Every time, like, she runs the clothing side of things. Every time you guys order a t-shirt and stuff, it's her that's sending the t-shirts out and dealing with that kind of thing. And of course, I have a 2.5-year-old daughter. So normally she will cook for my daughter 3 times a day, and she'll cook for us 3 times a day. So breakfast, lunch and dinner for daughter and for us. And my daughter obviously doesn't eat the same food as us. She's a bit young for that yet. Soon enough she will. But that was already a lot for her to run the administrative side of my company, the clothing company, the property company, and be a mother and essentially what is a housewife, and make dinner for 2 people. Her days are just jam-packed, and my days are jam-packed because I'm making the content, I'm making the videos. You know, we're both sacrificing right now for the better of our future and for the better of our children, and that's how our lives are working right now. You know, and everyone's different. I'm sure you've got, you know, your girlfriends or wives or husbands at home. I'm sure you guys have a different dynamic in your household that works for you, and this is what works for us. And when I asked her, can you do these meals for me now? Initially she said yes, and she worked for the first week. She did it all. Like, you know, she'd make me 3 snacks a day, 3 meals a day. She'd make herself 3 meals a day, my daughter 3 meals a day. And it basically just left her with a burden that she couldn't carry. It left her with a burden that was not allowing her to have any spare time, any downtime at all. It left her with a position where she'd have to say no to going to an event with friends, or to take my daughter to ballet or something. She'd have to be like, well, I can't take her to ballet because I've got to cook her lunch, then I've got to cook my lunch, then I've got to cook your lunch, you know. So the food side of things, as much as it was helpful and helped me lose a lot of weight, it was just unreasonable to expect to be able to live that lifestyle. And I said to her, you know, when we was talking about it, I said to her, you know, this kind of lifestyle of people eating this style of food is really made for those people that are either excessively rich or have excessive amounts of time, or both. You know, if you're that rich that you don't have to work hard, you know, if you've made it, or if you already worked hard, if you already worked to the point where you have lots of time and lots of money, you can either do it yourself and get involved in that world, or you can pay someone to do it for you. And I'm at neither of those points. You know, I don't have the time and I don't have the money to do that. So I was basically like, look, I'm gonna have to. I said to Kiana, like, I can't follow the food plan. It just can't work out. Like, it would be, I can't do it myself. I don't have the time to cook that many meals a day, and my girlfriend also doesn't have the time to cook that many meals a day. So I'm gonna have to go back to eating my normal food. But saying that, the food that I eat is healthy. Like last night, for example, I had for dinner, I had 2 pork chops, some veg, some runner beans, some broccoli, and some corn, and some potatoes. And it was just generally a healthy meal. There wasn't any fatty foods there. Obviously, the fat from the pork chops was taken off, so it was clean white meat. It was vegetables. It was starch and protein. Like, everything that you need in a healthy, balanced diet was there. One of my biggest issues over the last sort of 10 years is the soda that I drink, not the food that I drink. I don't really I don't particularly like McDonald's. I don't particularly like Burger King, I do like pizza, but tomatoes give me ulcers. So every time I have a pizza, the tomato puree that they use as the base gives me ulcers. So I don't particularly like to eat pizzas because, or Chinese or Indian or anything like that, because like in Indian, I like chicken tikka masala, and the masala sauce is made with like a tomato based paste. So it just all gives me ulcers, right? So tomatoes give me ulcers. So it kind of like, we just generally eat like a very balanced, healthy diet. But my biggest problem over the last 10, 15 years has been the amount of soda that I consume. Just the sheer amount, the sheer volume of Dr. Pepper that I would drink. And that is what's caused me to have the dad gut, right? It's not really a dad gut anymore because I've been working hard to get rid of it. But that's the biggest issue. Like, if it wasn't for drinking copious amounts of fizzy drinks over those years, I probably still would be in a lot better shape. So I think, although after talking to Keanu, you know, he wants me still to track the food that I eat. I'm going to give him weight updates every 2 days so that he can monitor it, and he'll change the workout plan depending on whether I lose weight or gain weight. Like, if I'm eating what I normally eat and I'm still losing weight, all is good. If I'm eating what I normally eat and I'm either plateauing on weight or if I'm gaining weight, as slow as it may be, he'll change the workout plan to counter that so that we can burn more energy and lose weight over time. So over the next 8 to 12 weeks, you'll see me transform a lot, hopefully. You know, I plan to stick to this. I don't plan to give this up. Of course, I am going to Gamescom in 2 weeks, so that's going to be a week off, but we're gonna go hard over these next 2 weeks. We're going to have that week where I'm just going to try and eat as healthy as possible while out in Germany, and if I can get 2 or 3 sessions in for cardio in a gym whilst I'm out there, I will do. And then when we come back, we're going to have 10 more weeks of absolutely flat out work. The whole point was just to kind of explain to you guys that you don't have to be a fitness model or an Instagram model or a YouTube sensation or you know, you don't have to be some, like, you know, bodybuilder or anything to get into shape. You don't have to eat salad and put yourself on, you know, a cow's diet or whatever just to lose weight. You can lose weight and you can manage and maintain yourself by finding the right balance of everything, the right dietary balance. So, like, you know, if you struggle a lot with your weight and you want to lose weight, but you don't have the time, the patience, or the money to be able to find all the foods that you need to eat, when to eat them, how to eat them, so on and so forth, just try and eat like a balanced, healthy diet. Literally try and meat and 2 veg, some potatoes, and just drink as much water as you can. You know, 2-3 liters of water a day, and cut out all the things that you know are bad for you. You know, back when I was like real heavy, when I had a lot of weight on, I don't really like chocolates or sweets or crisps, but I just eat them because I was depressed. I was bored of eating. I was eating because I was like, oh, I'm fat, I might as well have another packet of crisps. Like, that's literally the attitude I had, and it's a horrible attitude to have. And I'm not saying for 1 second that I'm in good shape now either. I'm sure a lot of people are sitting there and be going, oh my God, like, you're talking like you're like shredded. I'm on a journey, man, and I just wanted to share my journey with you, how I got here, why I got here, and where I'm going forwards with it, to see if it could either help any of you guys or to see if you guys could help me. If you guys have got any awesome stories to share with your transformations from either skinny to being like a good healthy weight, or either being fat to being a good healthy weight. You know, if you've got anything to share, it's all good motivation for everyone. And I just wanted to share with you guys my journey, because I get a lot of people obviously asking me, have I been working out? Why have I been working out? How am I doing it? What am I eating? Like, people are interested. So I thought I'd share that with you guys in today's video. But this is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.